Sound of music. Ole, ole, ole. Havala.
So before check-in, between the check-in and check-out, you could go there and they could show you around. €7 was the entrance. And also this movie home, it's now a hotel. It's called Schloss Leopold Kron. Does somebody stays there? No. Okay. You know that we can say that film is based on a true story, but actually they changed quite a lot. You know that they changed all the kids' names because one of the girls, she was also Maria, so they didn't want to have two Marias in the film. They changed all the kids' names, and also they changed the birth order of the kids. You know, in real life, the oldest was a boy, Rupert. So because there was no such a teenage girl in real life, you know, there was no this love story between boy and a girl, like in the movie, like Rolf and Liesel. You know, in true life, there was no Liesel. That means that there was no Rolf. You see here to the right, we have a beautiful fortress. Fortress of Salzburg. Hohen Salzburg, it's called. Yeah, this was built to protect the town, you know. The soldiers were up and nobody lived there, you know. It was just for the protection of the town. It was built in 11th century, so when they built it, you know, they changed the skyline of Salzburg forever. Yeah, you can go up with the funicular or you can walk up. Yeah, it's very nice to visit this in a beautiful weather like today. Yeah, the views are nice. So, you know, in the film, we see family von Trapp to escape Austria, 1938, and they are hiking the mountain. So I'm just checking. You see there to the left, it's a mountain, but it's a bit cloudy from this side, so we don't see a whole mountain. But you see the foot of the mountain there? Yeah. So this mountain we share with Germany. You know, 1/3 of the mountain it's in Austria and 2/3 in Germany. And this mountain, it's quite often in the movie because it's behind the lake. You know, there are gardens, it's a lake, and then we have this mountain top. And, you know, on the other side of the mountain, it's Germany, it's Bavaria, it's Berchtesgaden, it's where the Berghof was, you know, where the Hitler lived. The next mountain is the train station. They took a train to Italy, to Trieste, and there it's a big port, and from there they took a boat to America. First they came to New York, to the Sally Island, to a migration center, and then they settled down in Vermont, Stowe, Vermont. They opened a hotel, and this hotel is still open. Did somebody visit it?
I've been there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You met some members of the family?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so they opened a hotel in Vermont. You know, when the film came out 1965. So that means that family von Trapp lived in America already for a few years, yeah, for some time. So the family von Trapp, the Maria and the kids, they were invited to the premiere. And when Maria saw the movie, she was really surprised and a bit upset because they changed so much. You know, after they finished the premiere, she went to film director and she said to him, "Hey, what's wrong with you? You don't know nothing about the European geography. We don't have border with Switzerland in Salzburg." And he said to her, "You know what? Here in Hollywood, we make our own geography." Yeah, probably happens quite often. Yeah, we call it also Hollywood magic. Yeah, it's quite a lot Hollywood magic in this film. You're gonna see, especially with this house, you know, that they use two different houses. They were filming like dialogues, you know. First, what, for example, the captain needed to say behind him it's a lake, and when Julie was answering him, they took her 3 kilometers on the other direction and they filmed the scenes there. So this location, what we're going to see now, Leopold's Kron, it was used just to film the garden and the lake. So the house from outside, you don't see it. In the film, if you see the house in the film, it's always yellow. But this house will be white, you're gonna see. So we're gonna park soon. So we're gonna walk and we're gonna stay outside of the bus around 15 minutes and short
I think so, yeah, this is the lake, man-made lake.
Yeah, man-made lake.
Yeah.
2 meters.
And that's the palace there, the white one.
The palace there, 18th century. Right?
Yeah. That's the Sound of Music thing.
Salzburg. Akala ko pwedeng apakan eh. Tubig pala ito, malalim ito. 2 meters. Grabe, 200 people. Magkamali ka rito eh. Frozen ka. Wala na.
It's hotel, so still there are meetings.
No, that's the one. Sure, that's the one.
They wanted to film there, and then the director of the hotel said to the studios, "Oh, you're disturbing our guests so much. Please move somewhere else." So they moved a bit to the left. You see those two white steps there? So they made a copy of this original terrace from 18th century, a few meters to the left. Yeah, so they were filming there. Yeah, this is very serious hotel, you know, they have a lot of conferences and dance, and they are very, very serious. And you know, the most famous scene was there when the Maria and the kids, they were on the boat, and the captain comes home a bit earlier with Baroness Schroeder from Vienna, and Maria is surprised to see him. So she stood up and she says, "Oh, Captain, you're home." And they start to wiggle and everybody falls into the lake. And this was very stressful for a small Gretel, you know, because small Gretel, she couldn't swim. You know, they said to Julie, "Be careful, the small one cannot swim." And she said, "Oh, no worries, I will just pull her out." And, you know, they couldn't control how they will fall. Julie is the only one falling backwards, and all kids in the front, and she couldn't grab her. And she almost drowned. Thank God that somebody saved her. There was, she had a guardian. You know, the small children, they were not allowed to travel alone. They were with parents or with the guardian. So her parents couldn't join this trip, you know, and she had a guardian. This was her cousin and the boyfriend of the cousin. So this boyfriend jumped in. And the actress Charming Carr, she was already 21, and Daniel, the guy who played the role, he was 20. So you know, for the Liesel, they search on purpose an actress that is more than 16 because she could work long hours. You know, she said she had more minutes on set than the rest of the kids because she had this duet with Rolf, and then she had one duet more with Julie. And you know, the small kids, the underage kids, they were allowed to work 4 hours per day, and 4 hours resting, and 4 hours homeschooling. You know, this was not much, you know, 4 hours on the set. So she had more minutes than the rest of the kids. So they search on purpose an actor that is more than 16. And you know, the first 6 kids, the underage, they were chosen on casting very quickly. And for Liesel, they couldn't decide which girl. They tested so many girls. You know, the first 6 kids, they already started to do rehearsals, but they didn't have Liesel yet. You know, so many girls came to the casting, they said no to them. You know, that even Mia Farrow came on this casting and they said no. And then this unknown Charming Carr came by and they said, yes, you are our. Film the entrance scenes here, you know, when Maria walks down, she rings the bell here, and somebody comes out, and Maria said, "Captain, I'm here," and then the guy says, "I'm not the captain, I'm just the old butler." So she rang the bell here. So I Have Confidence, the song ends here, and you know, the scene when they are pushing the car, the night of escape, they didn't want to turn the engine on, they didn't want that nobody hears them, so this was filmed also here. Plus the scene, you know, when the captain comes home and he sees the Nazi flag hanging from the entrance and he just rips it. You know, his butler became Nazi supporter, so he hung the Nazi flag in front of the entrance, and the captain didn't like it.
Oh, that's the gazebo.
Yeah.
This is the gazebo, the sound of music. See how beautiful it is.
I don't believe I ever have.
And in front of the palace is like big square, and then around the big square is so here's the famous gazebo. Yeah, this is original gazebo, but this is not the original location. So you don't see this wall in the film because we said that 1991. And you know that they had 2 gazebos. One gazebo was here in Hollywood, here in Salzburg, and one gazebo was in Hollywood. So in Salzburg they were filming just whatever happened in front of the gazebo, but whatever happens inside the gazebo was filmed in Hollywood studios, the other gazebo, and the other gazebo was a bit bigger. You remember this dancing routine when Lisa, she was jumping from bench to bench, and Rob, they did this beautiful dance? This was done in Hollywood Cathedral, yeah? And the Hollywood Cathedral had the long benches.
See the blue eyes.
You know, the charming car, she had a big accident in the 61 or 17. You know, the 3 months before the last filming, they were doing rehearsals. And she did
7.
rehearsals in the same suit.
The sound of music.
They didn't sing in the same suit. Look,
See?
she looks very worn out. And they said to her, you know, for the last filming, we will give you new shoes. And the person responsible for
See, this is the
wardrobe
gazebo.
forgot them to put the rubbers.
Picturean mo ko dyan sa daddy.
And when she started to
Ito, picturean mo. Ito sa daddy, oh. Harap pa ba ng araw?
Yeah.
Dito yung pan.
Dito. Yan, dito.
Saka ito yung sa ilalim ng kahoy. Ganda. Yan. This is the gazebo from the film Sound of Music in Salzburg, Austria. A very nice location.
FaceTime my mom, but it's FaceTimer. No, it's like 2:30. She'll live then. She will. She won't be upset with me because literally, so my dad was like, "Why did you FaceTime me at like 5 o'clock in the morning?" So we were like, "Oh no."
Hey guys, if you want to watch the film The Sound of Music, that's here right now where we are at in Salzburg. So we're gonna go to the toilet. Kalesa. Now going to the bus. Well, Salzburg is beautiful. This will be the Christmas bazaar. This is our tour bus here in Salzburg, Austria. The Sound of Music tour.
So you started also at 1 o'clock?
Hi.
Hey. Welcome
You will
to
be in the
Salzburg.
YouTube.
Yay! So you started at 1 at night.
Yeah, we left 1 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, that's a long journey, yeah?
It is.
Yes, it
And
is.
we're gonna leave tonight, 7 o'clock.
right center.
Here we are.
Oop.
Oh, sorry.
I've never been in this couple of times. Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Old. This is the oldest. And from 8th century till now, inside this church was just one wedding. And this wedding was a big exception. You know why this wedding was big exception? Because the nun was getting married. Trainee nun, yeah? This is Maria. So this wedding, this marriage was a big exception. So Maria and Georg, they got married here in true life. But when the Hollywood studios wanted to film here inside, the nuns, they said, no filming in our old church. So they needed to find some other church, and they found it in Monza. Bless you. But they were filming here up. You see where this doors are, the gates? They are inner, this iron gates, that when you pass them, you come to the inner yard, and then it's a church. So they were filming here up, in front of the abbey, inner yard, but not inside the church. You remember there was a bell that the kids were ringing when they were searching where the Fräulein Maria is. So the Hollywood studios installed the bell here up. And you know, the last day of filming, after 11 weeks, they said, so which one was nicer, the first one or the second one? First. And who was for second one? Okay. Okay, so most of the first few for the second one, I think both are nice, yeah? But the first one, it's more authentic, or? I think the first one is like Captain is singing, Dad is singing, and the second one is more like a performance. You know, for me, my opinion, the Christopher Plummer, he was a good singer, good enough, you know, I would never cover his voice, you know, but the film director had a different opinion, so he thought that Billy Lee's voice matches nicer with Julie Andrews' voice. So whenever there is the duet between Julie and Christopher, they are covering Christopher's voice with Billy Lee. Yeah, you know, Julie, she was a professional singer. She had a trained voice like a Billy Lee, so that's why, you know, they are covering Christopher Plummer's voice with this professional singer, Billy Lee. And you know that the Edelweiss, it's American song written in America by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein. And this is the last song that they wrote it together. And then sadly, Oscar Hammerstein died. And you know, we have so many guests on the bus that they think it's some kind of traditional Austrian song that everybody knows how to sing it here, but no, nobody knows this song here in Austria, because the film was never ever popular here. Some people, they think it's national anthem, but it's not. So it's American song. You know, there was a true story. There's one Austrian girl, she went to America as an exchange student. So she stayed with the host family in America. And this host family, they were big fans of Sound of Music, you know. And they were so excited when they heard that somebody from Austria is coming. So they decided to surprise her. So when she arrived, they started to sing Edelweiss. And she was there standing, listening, and they were surprised why she didn't join in. They asked her, don't you like singing? Why didn't you join in? And she said, yeah, I never heard the song before. They said, what? It's the Sound of Music. I said, what? Sound of Music, yeah. In Austria, many people never heard about the Sound of Music, yeah. And I heard, but I don't know, this you can confirm me, I never Googled it. Some guests told me on the bus that one time happened in America by Ronald Reagan regime, when they had diplomatic visit, you know, from Austria to America, and by the protocol they're supposed to play national anthem of Austria, but instead of the anthem they played Edelweiss by mistake. Yeah, this kind of mistakes, they happen often. So now let's see, we Light was filmed on German side. When you cross the border, you come to the village back at Schallenberg. So up in the mountains there was filmed this song. You know, Maria's up in the meadow, then she turns around and she starts to sing Hills Are Alive. You know, this location where this filmed, it's not so close to Salzburg, you know, that you could just run down like she did, that she could hear the church bells from the abbey. From this location you cannot hear it. So again, Hollywood magic. And here to the left we have already the first lake. The name of this lake is Lake Fuschia. Yeah. So here on the left side now will be the end of the lake, and you're gonna see the main village of the lake. The main village has 900 inhabitants with the same name, Fuschelsee. And this small village has a headquarters of the most famous Austrian company. You know, the owner is the richest Austrian. You know about which company I'm talking about?
Sure.
Red Bull. So the Red Bull has... You like the Red Bull? No? Not really. Not even with vodka. So the Red Bull headquarters, they are a very nice building. I would ask our driver to drive slowly here. And this will be on the right side. But still you have time to take photos to the left side. I will tell you on the right moment. Here, after the curve on the right side, you're gonna have the headquarters of Red Bull. They are on the artificial lake. So all the decisions of Red Bull, they are made in this building to the right. Today is Saturday, it looks like nobody's working. Yay! One of the nicest headquarters in the world. So, Beautiful building, huh? They search for the workers all the time. Native speakers, American, English, you know? You can send CV if you want to work here. They search all the time. Let's do now the fun song, you know, the yodeling, the lonely goat. So I'm gonna pass with the goat down the bus. If you wanna take a selfie with the goat, put your cameras on the selfie mode, yeah? We don't have some famous actress as a surprise guest, but we have a lonely goat. Yodeling, yeah. You are good in Anglican church. Let's do the photo stop. 3 minutes, let's go out, take some photos, videos, and then we continue.
There's a hotel there.
Yeah, the top of the mountain.
Yeah. It's beautiful area.
Oh, ito na ito.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it is worth it what you paid for. So,
Sound of music.
yes.
I'll take that bus there.
Ah, that one. That, a little bit funny. Yes, that. Picture in the lake. That's just this is.
Sound of music. Ole, ole, ole. Havala.
Together. Let's do tour. So in this free time, you can go, to the church. Here they have souvenirs. If somebody wants to buy a lonely goat, they sell it here. And they don't sell it in Salzburg. The only shop that they have it is here.
Oh, okay.
And then if you want to have a coffee or something, this is very nice.
You want something cool? Inside? What do you want something?
We will see, we will see. Yeah.
I don't want to pay.
And most of the cafes, also if you go to some other cafe, they don't take cash. So if you have cash, otherwise.
Yeah, we can go inside here, maybe there. It's the church.
Let's go here.
Yeah. Yeah, 12:40.
You want some sun with that?
We will see.
Attenzione. Una difficile intensiva, difficile, normale.
Lahat baboy.
Ano ba yung boss na?
Eh, tanungin mo.
Gusto mo?
Tanungin mo kung hindi baboy.
Ikaw ang tanong dahil Germanin mo na lang.
This is Moon Lake. It's a nice town. It's also a part where the movie was made. The Sound of Music. So Red Bull is in Austria produced made. It is, I thought it was in America, but it's not. The owner of this Red Bull drinks is here in Austria. It's quite cold, dry cold. We are going back to our bus. Huh? Yeah, unique. Unique ang bintana nila. Ay, hindi ito nakakain. Kastanyas. Ibang kastanyas yung kinakain natin. Masarap naman yung salad na kinain natin sa restaurant si Tat. Small portion pero masarap yung dressing. Yan, raw na bahay. Very solid house. Yeah, so we don't use that.
Then they send you a commercial, and then they see that what you like, and then they send you a commercial. Yeah, they try to influence what you buy. Oh, okay.
Do widzenia.
Willkommen.
Yeah.
Dobrodošli.
Habla, habla. That's all what I know about.
Yeah, this is all you know.
That's all I know about Hrvatska.
Huh? What you say?
That's all I know about Hrvatska.
Hrvatska. Croatia.
Croatia, Hrvatska, Bosnia. So same.
Crna Gora, Crna Gora, Montenegro.
Montenegro.
In love with one lady, so he wanted to marry her, but he couldn't because he was head of the church. So he asked the Pope in Vatican if he can have exception to marry this lady, but the Pope said no, and he stayed with her anyway, and they had 16 kids. So 16? More than contract. So this is now used as a town hall. You know, if you need a new passport, you come here, and we use this for weddings. I don't know, you saw the bride? Yes. She went already up? Mm-hmm. So here up, you see where the chandelier is so on. This is the marble hall. This is the nicest part of this palace. Inside, during the day, there are weddings, and in the evening, classical music concerts. The owner, he was like half Italian, and he redesigned it, added the gardens, renamed it, and he gave such an Italian name. Mirabella. So look, could you imagine this being? What are you doing down there? This is the Fedlock Bridge. You saw the Fedlock Bridge? So if you go to the old town, just go through the gardens and to the right. And here is the old town. This is the cathedral. This is the fortress. And here was our first stop. You see the lake? Leopold's Kron. Yeah. And here you have the name of Lord Dietrich. He built this palace. And here you have some art. This was his mistress. You know,
The map of Salzburg. Laki pala eh.
You can recognize this? Yeah. So the kids were running here around and they were singing Do Re Mi. And the kids said this was very hard to film because they needed to look down, up, perform, smile, and watching the steps. Yeah. And they were filming there. You see to the wall, it's this bush tunnel, you know, the nose goes far, long way to run, and they were running there.
Slow.
The other end,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
athlete statues, you know, they were like posing like that here, athletes. And Doremi athletes here on the steps, you know, the kids were jumping up like the nose goes up and down, and the Julie ended. So the Doremi ends there, and my tour ends here. Thank you a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Alenka,
Bye.
Alenka,
Yeah?
right?
Alenka. Alenka.
Hi.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Okay. Kabala.
Bye.
So long for
Kinuha mo sana yung kanyang ano para ilagay mo doon sa ano.
Oh yeah. We should do that.
The palace where they made the film, The Sound of Music.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I wanted to see this. The Christmas market in Old Town, but I have 2 hours, so
Wow, beautiful.
You can like decongest the tour, make it cards. I did on the way up to the village though. I did.
Oh yeah, I was like in and out.
It's like the last 6 years.
It was the same company that did yesterday, the whole set, and then all the for guys.
Hi.
yeah. Immer Ping-Pong-Food.
Ganz wenig Frauen. Und es sind mehr Jungfrauen.
This is exactly photo of this woman right here.
People are coming here who wants to get married. They are using this now as a municipal hall. See, these people just get married. Sidat, kuha mo ako dito sa ano.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Sidat. Yeah.
Saan?
Ito, kuha mo ako sa view. Yan yung castle. Oh. Palace.
May yung kanyang fountain. Yan ang Sound of Music eh. Doon sila nagkakantahan.
The pianist that are quite neat. They did awesome.
Ito ba pag-aari ito ng kwan?
Siguro.
Yung trap?
Hindi, hindi nagkala sila.
Noon.
I don't think so. Doon sila nagkanta ng kan Do, Re, Mi. Yan.
Aha.
Yung kanya, yun o, yun. Remember yung lumalabas sila na class?
Ah, dito. Oo, ganun lang ginawa yung
Yung
film.
nagsasayaw ng sikon.
Mhm. Ito yung garden, no?
Aha. It's beautiful there too.
Garden, ito na mo.
No na.
Violet, ang ganda. Wala kayo yung city nila, no? Ayun, yung mga roses. Halika, punta tayo doon. Pwede pa pumasok.
Yeah. I don't know what's the entrance is.
Ah, pwede. Ay, wala nang yung ano. Yeah. Ayan.
Просто 20 зайде. Ага, воно тут помер. Просто 20.
The garden is nice. Let's go over there.
Okay.
Ito yung gawa mo yun.
Under i lisice jedan.
Unique ang pagkagawa nila ng garden, ano? Mga roses. Bye.
So long for